Chapter 1. From Desert to Dynasty. A Journey Through the Forgotten Roots of Dubai. Introduction. A land of sands and stories. Long before the glass towers, luxury cars, and billion-dollar islands, Dubai was a modest settlement on the edge of the Arabian desert, a place of stark survival and quiet resilience. For most of its history, the land now synonymous with excess and opulence was home to fishing villages, date farmers, pearl divers, and traders who braved the harsh Gulf waters and scorching desert heat. Dubai's story is not one of overnight transformation. It is one of calculated ambition layered over centuries of struggle, tribal diplomacy, and pragmatic alliances. To understand how a fishing settlement became a global metropolis, we must begin where all great stories do, at the beginning, in the cradle of its early civilization. 1. Ancient roots. The first settlements, 3000 BCE, 1500 CE. The Arabian Peninsula has been inhabited for millennia, and Dubai's strategic location along the Arabian Gulf made it a natural site for early human settlement. Archaeological excavations at Jumeirah, Al-Sufu, and Al-Qusais reveal evidence of Bronze Age communities thriving here as early as 3000 BCE. These settlers were part of a broader trade network that linked Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley Civilization, and the Levant, making the Gulf a corridor for commerce long before the rise of Islam. Copper from Oman, incense from southern Arabia, and pearls from the Gulf were highly prized commodities. Ancient traders used Dubai's natural creek as a sheltered harbor, loading and unloading goods onto small wooden boats bound for distant lands. Early Dubai was not a city in the modern sense but a way station, a place where caravan routes met maritime trade. By the first millennium CE, Dubai and its neighboring settlements were influenced by Persian, Indian, and Arab cultures. Evidence suggests that Dubai was part of the Sasanian Empire, 224 to 651 CE, which controlled much of the Gulf Coast, until the advent of Islam in the 7th century. 2. The tribal landscape of the Gulf. The political and social fabric of the Gulf region was deeply tribal. In the interior deserts and coastal settlements, Bedouin tribes navigated the balance between autonomy and alliance. It was a world where survival depended on kinship, loyalty, and resourcefulness. Among these tribes, the Bani Yas Confederation emerged as one of the most influential. Centered in the Liwa Oasis in what is now Abu Dhabi, the Bani Yas gradually extended their reach across the Trucial Coast, which included Dubai. Within the Bani Yas was the Al-Bu Falasa subtribe, the lineage that would later become Dubai's ruling family. Tribal politics were dynamic. Alliances shifted with trade opportunities, resource needs, and threats from rival tribes. Coastal settlements like Dubai were highly sought after for their access to fishing waters and pearl beds, as well as their defensible creeks. 3. The Al Maktoum family and the founding of modern Dubai, 1833. The decisive moment in Dubai's early history came in 1833 when Maktoum bin Beauty Al Maktoum, a leader of the Al-Bu Falasa tribe, broke away from Abu Dhabi and led around 800 of his followers north to settle at Dubai Creek. This migration established Dubai as an independent sheikdom, separate from Abu Dhabi, under the leadership of the Al Maktoum family. The choice of Dubai Creek was deliberate. The creek provided natural protection for ships, abundant fishing opportunities, and access to fertile waters for pearling. Unlike the arid interior, this coastal enclave offered economic promise. The Al Maktoums were pragmatic leaders. They understood that prosperity required not just military strength but also an open-door policy for trade. From its inception, Dubai differentiated itself from its neighbors by welcoming outsiders, Persian merchants, Indian traders, and even political refugees from other Gulf states. This tolerance and openness would become the cornerstone of Dubai's future success. 4. The Golden Age of Pearls. For nearly a century, pearls were the lifeblood of Dubai's economy. From the late 18th to the early 20th centuries, pearling was more than an occupation, it was a way of life. Each summer, fleets of dhows, wooden boats, set sail from Dubai Creek, carrying divers and sailors on perilous months-long voyages. Divers, often barefoot and equipped with nothing more than a nose clip and a rope, plunged into the depths of the Gulf to collect oysters. The work was grueling and dangerous. Many men never returned, succumbing to drowning, shark attacks, or exhaustion. Yet the rewards were immense. Natural Gulf pearls were prized in markets as far away as Bombay, Paris, and London. Dubai became a hub for the pearl trade, attracting Indian financiers, Persian jewelers, and other merchants who brought with them not only wealth but also cultural diversity. This pearling economy created a complex social structure. Sheiks and merchants who owned the boats and controlled the trade. Divers and sailors who risked their lives for meager wages. Middlemen, often Indian and Persian traders, who connected Dubai's pearls to global markets. The pearl industry also shaped Dubai's cultural life. Songs, poems, and oral traditions celebrated the bravery of divers and the beauty of the sea. 5. Dubai and the British Empire, 1892 Protectorate Treaty. By the late 19th century, the geopolitical landscape of the Gulf was changing. Britain, eager to protect its trade routes to India, sought to consolidate its influence over the Trucial Coast, modern-day UAE. In 1892, Dubai signed the exclusive agreement, making it a British protectorate. Under this treaty, Dubai's rulers pledged not to engage with foreign powers without British approval in exchange for military protection. For Dubai, this was a strategic bargain. The treaty safeguarded it from regional rivals, particularly the Ottomans and Persians, while allowing the Al Maktoum rulers to maintain internal autonomy. Britain, in turn, used Dubai's ports as refueling and trading stations, further embedding the settlement into global trade networks. 6. Seeds of a trade hub. Sheikh Maktoum bin Hashir Al Maktoum, ruler from 1894 to 1906, took Dubai's openness even further. In 1894, he abolished customs duties on imports, making Dubai one of the most business-friendly ports in the Gulf. This policy attracted traders from Persia, many of whom relocated their businesses to Dubai after facing high tariffs in Bandar Lenja. By the early 20th century, Dubai had transformed into a cosmopolitan port, home to Arabs, Persians, Indians, Baluchis, and East Africans. Markets, souks, bustled with textiles, spices, gold, and pearls. The city was still small, but it had planted the seeds of the multiculturalism that defines Dubai today. 7. Life in pre-oil Dubai. Life in Dubai before oil was simple but stratified. Houses were made of palm fronds, arish, or mud brick, clustered around narrow alleys. The Al Fahidi Fort, now a museum, served as the seat of power and a symbol of the ruling family's authority. Social life revolved around the mosque, the market, and the majlis, the council where the sheikh met with his people. Islamic law guided legal matters, but tribal customs played an equally strong role. Despite its growing trade, Dubai remained vulnerable. The economy was dependent on the sea, and a bad pearling season or global downturn could plunge the settlement into hardship. Chapter 2: Oil, Ambition, and the Making of a Modern City. The Black Gold Discovery, 1966. On August 4, 1966, Dubai's destiny changed forever. Beneath the parched desert sands of Fateh oil field, geologists struck the resource that had already transformed its Gulf neighbors: oil. Until then, Dubai was a struggling trading post, scarred by the collapse of the pearling industry and dependent on modest re-export trade through its creek. Many of its people lived in barasti huts, palm frond houses, and the settlement's narrow alleyways were marked more by sand and dust than paved progress. But for Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, Dubai's visionary ruler, 1958-1990, the discovery of oil was never simply about wealth. He understood that Dubai lacked the vast reserves of Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, or Kuwait. Its oil fields were small, and the revenue window would be limited. If Dubai was to survive, it needed to transform oil into infrastructure, a launchpad for a post-oil future. Sheikh Rashid believed oil is like sunlight at dawn, one biographer noted. It doesn't last long. You must use it before it disappears. This urgency drove his strategy: build fast, build big, and build for tomorrow. Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the builder ruler. Sheikh Rashid was not a leader content with short-term gains. Educated in both traditional Islamic scholarship and exposed to the modernizing influences of British-controlled Gulf politics, he envisioned Dubai as a city that would outgrow oil dependency. His first priority was to improve infrastructure, the backbone of commerce. Trade is the lifeblood of Dubai, he reportedly said, and he knew that without world-class facilities, Dubai would never attract global business. In the 1960s and 1970s, he poured oil revenues into public works projects, widening Dubai Creek to accommodate larger ships, a move criticized by some as wasteful but which quickly paid off by boosting trade. Building roads, schools, and hospitals, modernizing a city that had previously relied on rudimentary facilities. Launching Dubai International Airport, 1960, which began as a small runway but would grow into one of the busiest airports in the world. But Sheikh Rashid's greatest gamble was yet to come, the construction of Jebel Ali Port. Ports, airports, and free trade zones. In 1979, Sheikh Rashid opened Jebel Ali Port, then the largest man-made harbor in the world. Skeptics called it madness, a colossal port in a city with barely 200,000 residents. But Sheikh Rashid understood that location is destiny. Dubai's proximity to Asia, Africa, and Europe positioned it as a natural logistics hub. The next step was even more revolutionary: the creation of the Jebel Ali Free Zone, JAFZA, in 1985. By offering foreign companies 100% ownership, no corporate taxes, and minimal bureaucracy, Dubai pioneered the concept of free trade zones in the region. Multinational corporations flocked in, turning Dubai into a magnet for global business. In parallel, Dubai International Airport expanded rapidly. By the 1990s, Emirates Airlines, founded in 1985 with 2 leased planes, had begun its journey to becoming one of the world's top carriers, transforming Dubai into an aerial crossroads for east-west travel. Moving beyond oil. By the late 1980s, Sheikh Rashid's strategy was clear. Dubai would not be an oil state, it would be a trade, finance, and tourism hub. Under his son, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who took power in 2006 but had been a key decision-maker since the 1990s, diversification accelerated. Dubai established itself as a banking center, a luxury tourism destination, and later, a real estate powerhouse. The Dubai World Trade Center, opened in 1979, symbolized the city's ambition to become a regional business hub. By the early 2000s, the Dubai International Financial Center, DIFC, provided a global platform for banking and investment. Tourism became another pillar. Dubai sold itself as a land of sun, shopping, and safety, offering a Middle Eastern experience wrapped in globalized luxury. The Dubai Shopping Festival, 1996, and duty-free retail at the airport drew millions of visitors, while 5-star hotels began redefining Arabian hospitality. Ambition on display. Landmark megaprojects. If Sheikh Rashid laid the groundwork, Sheikh Mohammed took Dubai's ambition to dazzling new heights. Burj Al Arab, 1999, marketed as the world's only 7-star hotel, this sail-shaped wonder became an icon of luxury. Palm Jumeirah, 2001, a man-made island shaped like a palm tree, reclaiming land from the sea in one of the most audacious engineering feats ever attempted. Burj Khalifa, 2010, the tallest building on Earth, rising 828 meters, a statement to the world that Dubai would not be outdone. These projects served 2 purposes. They generated revenue through tourism and real estate, but more importantly, they created global symbols of Dubai's power and vision. The cost of ambition. But progress came at a price. Financial risks. Dubai's aggressive borrowing to fund megaprojects nearly led to collapse in 2009, when the global financial crisis forced the government to seek a $20 billion bailout from Abu Dhabi. Chapter 3. The Hidden Workforce. Demographic reality. The expat majority. Today, over 85% of Dubai's population are expatriates, with South Asian workers, primarily from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, forming the majority. While Western expats dominate high-paying jobs in finance, aviation, and real estate, low-income laborers build the skyscrapers and maintain the city's infrastructure. These men, and some women, are the backbone of Dubai's growth, yet their lives remain largely unseen by the millions who visit or live in the city's gleaming towers. The kafala system, a modern-day chain. At the heart of Dubai's labor structure lies the kafala, sponsorship, system. Under this system, workers' residency visas are tied to their employers, leaving them dependent and vulnerable. Many have their passports confiscated, despite legal prohibitions. They cannot freely change jobs or leave the country without employer consent. Critics, including Human Rights Watch and the International Labour Organization, have labeled kafala a form of modern slavery. Inside the labor camps. Far from the luxury villas and beachfront resorts, Dubai's laborers live in crowded camps on the city's outskirts. Investigations have revealed overcrowding, rooms with 812 men crammed into a single space. Low wages. Many earn as little as $200 $300 per month, sending most of it back home. Dangerous conditions. Construction workers often labor in 50 degrees Celsius 122 degrees Fahrenheit heat, sometimes without adequate breaks. For them, the city's grand landmarks are not marvels of human achievement, they are monuments to sweat, suffering, and survival. The human cost of the dream. In 2014, a report by Amnesty International revealed stories of workers lured with false promises, trapped by debt due to recruitment fees, and subjected to inhumane treatment. One Indian worker told a journalist, "I came here to build a better life for my family. Instead, I am a prisoner. My passport is gone, my wages are delayed, and I cannot leave." These voices rarely make headlines, but they form the foundation upon which Dubai's success story is built. Reforms and the road ahead. In recent years, Dubai has introduced labor reforms, including banning passport confiscation, though enforcement is weak. Introducing midday breaks during extreme heat. Allowing workers to switch employers under certain conditions. Chapter 4. Power, Control, and the Shadows of Authority. Dubai is often sold to the world as a paradise of opportunity, a place where anything is possible. But beneath this polished exterior lies a tightly controlled system where laws are strict, censorship is real, and power flows from a small circle of rulers. Sharia-influenced laws and strict policing. Dubai's legal system is a hybrid of Sharia, Islamic law, local customs, and imported British-style commercial regulations. While its business laws are designed to attract foreign investors, personal and criminal laws are rooted in conservatism. Alcohol consumption, cohabitation outside marriage, public displays of affection, and even posting offensive content online can lead to arrest. Public morality laws are enforced rigorously, with police empowered to act on complaints from citizens or even social media evidence. This duality, hypermodern in business, conservative in lifestyle, creates a fine line for expatriates and tourists. Many foreigners discover too late that actions considered minor in their home countries can lead to jail time in Dubai. Debt imprisonment and minor offenses. Until very recently, unpaid debts in Dubai could lead to imprisonment, a system that trapped thousands of expats in legal limbo. Even today, bounced checks remain a criminal offense. Stories abound of foreigners jailed for trivial acts. A British woman sentenced for a Facebook post criticizing her landlord. A tourist arrested for kissing in public. Expats fined for inappropriate attire on beaches. These cases reinforce a message. Dubai is a land of opportunity, but it demands compliance with its rules, no matter who you are. Surveillance and control. The digital eye. In the age of smart cities, Dubai has turned technology into a tool for surveillance and control. Thousands of CCTV cameras track movement across malls, roads, and public areas. Facial recognition is increasingly used in airports and residential complexes. Social media is monitored. Posts critical of the government can lead to deportation or imprisonment. These measures are publicly framed as tools for safety and efficiency. Yet critics argue they create a climate of self-censorship, where residents are careful about what they say, online or offline. Royal controversies, Latifa and Haya. No chapter on Dubai's power structure is complete without acknowledging the royal controversies that shattered its carefully crafted image. Princess Latifa, daughter of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, made headlines in 2018 when she attempted a daring escape by yacht, claiming abuse and imprisonment. Captured off the coast of India and returned to Dubai, Latifa disappeared from public view, sparking global outrage. In 2021, the UN called for proof of her life, after video messages surfaced of her describing herself as a hostage. Eventually, images emerged showing her in public, but questions remain about her freedom. Then came Princess Haya, Sheikh Mohammed's wife, who fled to London with her children in 2019, alleging threats and harassment. The UK High Court later ruled that Sheikh Mohammed orchestrated campaigns of intimidation against her. These cases peeled back the curtain on the inner workings of Dubai's monarchy, a world where power is absolute, and dissent, even within the royal family, is crushed. Chapter 5. Behind the Glamour. What the Future Holds. Dubai's future hangs on a delicate balance, sustaining its image as a futuristic playground while grappling with environmental, social, and political challenges. Environmental impact of megaprojects. Projects like Palm Jumeirah and the World Islands redefined urban planning, but at a cost. Marine scientists have documented how coastal reclamation disrupted natural currents, increased erosion, and harmed coral reefs. The once vibrant marine ecosystem around Dubai has been permanently altered. Moreover, Dubai's energy and water consumption are among the highest per capita in the world. Maintaining green golf courses and air-conditioned megamalls in a desert comes with a heavy carbon footprint. Global image versus traditional authority. Dubai's rulers walk a tightrope between global modernity and traditional Emirati authority. On one hand, they project Dubai as a cosmopolitan city with world-class art galleries, fashion shows, and blockchain conferences. On the other, local laws enforce conservative cultural norms, especially on free speech and political activity. This balancing act is key to the city's stability, but as its expatriate population grows and social media amplifies global scrutiny, can Dubai maintain this dual identity? Will Dubai remain a playground for the rich? Dubai markets itself as a land where the extraordinary is normal. 7-star hotels. Artificial islands visible from space. Indoor ski slopes in the desert. But this creates a paradox. Dubai's success story is built on workers who cannot share in its luxuries. Will Dubai remain a city for the wealthy elite and transient laborers, or can it evolve into a more equitable, rights-focused society? The paradox of Dubai. Dubai is a city of dreams built on silent struggles. It is a haven for entrepreneurs, but a cage for those trapped by its sponsorship system. It is an icon of sustainability innovation, yet among the world's largest consumers of energy. It champions openness in business but limits political freedoms. This paradox is both Dubai's strength and its greatest challenge. Conclusion: the road ahead. Dubai has mastered the art of reinvention. From a pearling village to a global powerhouse, it has defied geographic, economic, and political odds. Yet, the questions facing Dubai now are far more complex than those of the past. Can it reconcile human rights with its model of rapid development? Can it mitigate its environmental impact while sustaining growth? Can it modernize politically without losing its stability?